Is the person who helps the collector find you. This is the gallery experience.
Gallery experience. The business of exhibiting art. Episode 5: How hotels, restaurants, and businesses can become art buyers. When artists think about selling artwork, they often think about one person standing in front of a painting. A collector. Someone who walks into a gallery, falls in love with the work, and takes it home. But there is another market that artists sometimes overlook. Businesses. Hotels. Restaurants. Offices. Medical and wellness spaces. Corporate buildings. Boutique stores. Private clubs. And many other places where people live, work, eat, relax, and gather. These spaces need an atmosphere. And artwork can become part of that atmosphere. Think about walking into a hotel lobby. What do you notice? The furniture. The lighting. The architecture. The colors. And often, the artwork. A large painting behind the reception desk can become the first thing a guest notices. A series of photographs can transform a long hallway. A group of paintings can give a restaurant its personality. Artwork isn't simply decoration. It can become part of the identity of a place. This creates an opportunity for artists. But selling to a business is different from selling to an individual collector. A private collector may say, "I love this painting." And that's enough. A business has other questions. Does it fit the space? Is it large enough? Is it durable? Does the color work with the interior? Can it be delivered? Can it be installed? Can the business afford it? Does the artwork represent the image they want to create? So if you want to work with businesses, you need to think beyond the painting itself. You need to think about the environment. Let's start with hotels. Hotels can be wonderful places for artwork because they have so many different spaces. A lobby. A restaurant. A lounge. Guest rooms. Hallways. Meeting rooms. Outdoor areas. Each space can require a different type of artwork. A huge dramatic painting may work beautifully in a lobby. A series of smaller works may work better along a hallway. A calming landscape might be appropriate for a guest room. A local artist's work may help a hotel communicate a connection to the city. This means an artist may have an opportunity to sell more than one painting. Instead of one collector buying one artwork, a hotel may need an entire collection. But there is something important to understand. The person choosing the artwork may not be the hotel owner. It could be an interior designer, an art consultant, a purchasing manager, a hospitality design firm, an architect, or a development company. This is why networking is so important. You don't always need to approach the final buyer directly. Sometimes you need to reach the person who makes the buying decision. Now think about restaurants. Restaurants are particularly interesting because the artwork becomes part of the dining experience. Imagine a restaurant with beautiful food but completely empty walls. It may feel unfinished. Now imagine the same restaurant with carefully selected original artwork. The atmosphere changes. The artwork becomes part of the customer's memory. Perhaps the restaurant chooses paintings from local artists. Now the art becomes part of the restaurant's identity. A restaurant owner might say, "We want our space to feel connected to this community." Local artwork can help accomplish that. And this creates another opportunity for artists. Your location can become part of your value. If you are a local artist, don't hide that fact. Tell people where you work. Tell them what inspires you about the community. Explain how your artwork connects with the place. A business may appreciate that story. Now let's talk about corporate offices. A corporate office can be a very different environment from a gallery. The artwork may need to work with a professional setting. Large conference rooms. Reception areas. Executive offices. Employee spaces. Common areas. The company may want artwork that communicates innovation, or creativity, or stability, or community, or cultural diversity, or environmental awareness. Again, the artwork is helping create an identity. This means you should learn how to present your work professionally. Don't simply send 50 photographs. Send a carefully selected portfolio. Show the artwork. Show the dimensions. Show the medium. Show the price. And when possible, show examples of the artwork installed in environments similar to theirs. Help them imagine the possibility. This is one reason artists should photograph their work in context. If you have a large painting, don't photograph it only against a white wall. Show how it looks above furniture. Show its scale. Show the relationship between the painting and the room. A business buyer needs to visualize. Now let's talk about healthcare and wellness spaces. Hospitals. Clinics. Dental offices. Therapy centers. Wellness centers. Spas. These spaces may have very different needs. They may prefer calming artwork, nature, soft colors, peaceful compositions. But don't assume every healthcare space wants the same thing. Some may want bright contemporary work. Some may want local photography. Some may want artwork connected to their community. The important thing is to understand the environment. And there is another market artists sometimes forget. Senior living communities. These spaces can have common rooms, dining areas, hallways, libraries, gardens, and activity rooms. Artwork can make these environments feel more personal and welcoming. Local artists may be particularly valuable because the artwork can connect residents with the surrounding community. Now consider universities and educational institutions. Universities often display art in libraries, student centers, administrative buildings, galleries, and public spaces. They may purchase artwork. They may commission artwork. They may organize exhibitions. They may also invite artists for talks and workshops. So your relationship with an institution doesn't have to begin with a sale. It could begin with an exhibition. Then a lecture. Then a collaboration. Then perhaps a commission. Again, think long term. Now let's talk about developers. A new apartment building or condominium development may have large common spaces. Lobby walls. Clubhouses. Fitness centers. Meeting rooms. Outdoor spaces. Developers may need artwork in quantity. This can be a significant opportunity. But developers often work with design teams. So once again, relationships matter. Interior designers. Architects. Art consultants. Developers. Property managers. These people can become part of an artist's professional network. Now imagine you are preparing an exhibition. Instead of inviting only your friends and collectors, you also invite several local business owners. Hotel managers. Restaurant owners. Interior designers. Architects. Developers. Art consultants. You don't know what will happen. Maybe nobody buys anything that evening. But perhaps someone sees your work and remembers you. A few months later, they are involved in a new project. They need artwork. They remember your exhibition. They contact you. That is how opportunities often develop. And when you approach businesses, don't always begin by saying, "I have paintings for sale." Instead, ask questions. What kind of space are you designing? What kind of atmosphere are you trying to create? Are you currently working with local artists? Do you ever commission original artwork? These questions open conversations. You are not simply selling. You are learning. And once you understand what they need, you can show them the work that makes sense. Another important issue is scale. Businesses often have large walls. Artists may have many small paintings. That can be a problem. If you want to work with commercial spaces, consider creating some larger pieces. But don't create huge paintings simply because you think businesses will buy them. Create them when the artwork itself benefits from the scale. The size should serve the art. At the same time, think about creating collections. For example, 6 paintings that work together. 8 photographs that can be displayed as a series. Several related works that can fill a hallway. This can be much easier for a business to use than one completely unrelated painting. Now let's talk about contracts and practical details. If a business purchases artwork, make sure the transaction is documented. Identify the artwork. Record the price. Record the payment terms. Record delivery arrangements. Record installation responsibilities. Record whether the sale is final. If you are creating a commission, document the agreement before you begin. What size? What subject? What materials? What deadline? What payment schedule? How many revisions? What happens if the client changes their mind? Clear agreements protect both sides. Professionalism doesn't make art less creative. It allows creativity to function in the real world. And finally, remember something very important. Businesses are not just buying something to fill an empty wall. They are buying an experience. They are buying atmosphere. They are buying identity. They are buying something that may make their space memorable. So don't present your artwork as, "Here is a painting I want you to buy." Present it as, "Here is what my artwork could bring to your space." That is a completely different conversation. The right artwork can transform an empty wall into a focal point. It can make a hotel lobby memorable. It can give a restaurant personality. It can make an office feel human. It can make a waiting room feel welcoming. It can connect a business to its community. And it can give an artist a market far beyond the traditional gallery. So,